This video is for historical education and academic discussion. If you're American and you think Irish and Scots Irish are the same people, they are not. Treating them as the same has caused native Irish people to be blamed for systems of power, racial harm, and settler expansion that did not originate with us. This confusion did not happen by accident. It began during English colonization, and it continues in the United States today. Step 1. Let's define terms clearly. Irish refers to the native Gaelic people of Ireland, culturally Irish, historically colonized, largely Catholic, and dispossessed through English conquest. Scots Irish is a term used primarily in the United States. Outside the U.S., this population is known as Ulster Scots. Ulster Scots descend from Lowland Scots and Northern English. Protestants who were settled in Ireland by England during the 1600s plantation of Ulster, they were not ethnically Irish. They were a settler population. How the confusion developed? The identity confusion developed under English colonial administration. During this period, labels such as Irish, British, and Protestant were deliberately blurred to weaken native Irish identity, legitimize settler land claims, and reduce accountability for colonization. When Ulster Scots later migrated to America in large numbers during the 1700s, they were categorized as Irish in the United States, even though they did not identify that way themselves. This process diluted Irish identity and redirected historical responsibility. Why this distinction matters? This distinction matters because power and access were not equal. Gaelic Irish often arrived in America dispossessed, including individuals who came as exiles, prisoners, or slaves labeled falsely as indentured laborers. Ulster Scots arrived primarily as Protestant settlers, aligned with British legal traditions, militia structures, and frontier settlement patterns. In the American context, this group rapidly gained land access, arms, and political influence, particularly in Appalachia and frontier regions, where misattribution causes harm. Many U.S. military leaders, frontier officers, and segregation-era officials later described as Irish were, in fact, Ulster Scot in origin, not native Irish. Frontier militias involved in indigenous displacement drew heavily from Ulster Scot communities, and many individuals associated with racial oppression were Presbyterian and British descended, not Irish Catholic. Over time, these actions became inaccurately associated with the Irish in popular memory. This is a clear case of historical 19th century nativism and organized exclusion. In the 19th century, anti-Irish and anti-Catholic movements in